True crystallization temperature. TCT. Clear brine fluids, which is a subset in completion fluids, acronymed as CBF, has a unique property called true crystallization temperature, acronymed as TCT, and can be defined as the temperature at which crystals of the solute, dissolved in the solvent, starts to form and precipitate downwards under the effect of gravity and a cooling process induce or natural. By the time nucleating can be initiated, under the suitable conditions, where small angular particles that seed the formation of crystals. Crystallization of clear brine fluids can be detrimental to completion and production operations, as it will plug and obstruct the path of fluids required for completion or production. In oil and gas industry. Before we go through TCT, or true crystallization temperature, you should be familiar with some basic concepts, like solubility, which is defined as the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a known volume of solvent. Solubility of any solution represents the concentration of a saturated solution of the same solution. Moreover, you need to differentiate between different types of solutions. Solutions are classified as unsaturated solution, defined as a solution that has the solute completely dissolved in the solvent below the saturation point, where saturated solution is a solution that has the maximum amount of solute dissolved in the solvent at a given temperature. Finally, supersaturated solution is a solution that has the amount of solute dissolved under given conditions surpassing saturation point. Factors controlling the solubility of any solution include type of solute and solvent, reactivity of solute and solvent, pH, temperature, pressure, common ion effect.
Hi, I'm GIF, Andromeda's assistant. I will take it from here. The components of any solution are a solute, the minor component in a solution, solvent dissolved in the solvent. A solvent, a substance that dissolves a solute to give a solution. A solution, which is a homogeneous mixture composed of two or more substances. When we provide energy to any solution in the form of heat, we indirectly increases the solubility of that solution. So, if we cooled any solution beyond atmospheric pressure and temperature, we are increasing the saturation point temperature of that solution, leading to crystals to start forming. First crystal to appear, FCTA. Then insoluble salt starts to crystallize inside any geometrical structure containing it. Another technical skill you need to learn is chemical reactions classification in terms of heat transfer or energy. Before we move further, types of chemical reactions according to thermodynamics. An exothermic reaction, a reaction that heat is released, is bigger than the heat absorbed by the reaction. In other words, delta H is less than 0. An endothermic reaction, a reaction that heat is absorbed, is bigger than heat released by the reaction. In other words, delta H is bigger than 0. When crystals start to form in clear brine fluids medium, it releases heat, exothermic reaction, which will be transferred to the medium, where it can promote the redissolving of some formed crystals. When this heat is absorbed under the influence of the cooling effect, the medium reaches an equilibrium. The temperature at which this equilibrium is established is called the true crystallization temperature, TCT. The true crystallization temperature has a maximum importance in deep water drilling. where clear brine fluids, contained in the riser, may crystallize at seafloor low temperatures. Adding any salt to any solution increases the boiling point and decreases freezing temperatures of that solution. When the cooling effect disappears, the solution starts to warm up, and the crystalline insoluble salt starts to redissolve again. When last crystal to dissolve LCTD temperature is reached, at that point, all the undissolved crystalline salt redissolve back into the solution. Normal crystallization temperature in absence of the cooling effect. The cooling effect will shift crystallization temperature up. The normal crystallization temperature predominantly depends on 1. Concentration and type of salt added. 2. Temperature, ambient, seafloor, bottom hole. In presence of a cooling effect, detecting the exact crystallization temperature of any clear brine fluids becomes complex, as we will have a mixture of iced water crystals plus crystalline and soluble salt that came out of the solution. One of the most famous curves used by industry experts to explain TCT is the calcium chloride crystallization temperature curve. When calcium chloride concentration percentage per weight reaches 30%, which is equal to 10.8 ppg or 1.29 specific gravity, the crystallization temperature starts to climb up, where crystals start to form out or the mixture of iced water and calcium chloride brine. Below that point where information of ice is leading to a gradual increase in brine concentration, where, by precipitation, the original concentration of CBF starts to decrease due to the formation of calcium chloride crystals plus iced water crystals. This is another important graph you need to understand, in order to master this skill of preparing clear brine fluids that can withstand low to extremely low temperatures without crystallizing, inside or outside the hole. This graph illustrates the behavior and steps of the CBF, or clear brine fluids, when we cool them. Some manuals refer to the cooling effect as the supercooling effect, in which the word super is an indefinite addition, so we omit it from here. But the student should understand that at extremely low temperatures, the cooling rate of brine is not homogeneous in the entire section, so the temperature can go below the actual FCTA temperature without the formation of any crystals yet, where the first step after cooling is the formation of the first crystal to appear. Crystallization releases heat that warms the solution. Equilibrium process takes place until TCT is reached. That leaves you with one alternative, which is heating the solution until all crystals disappear and you reach LCTD temperature. There is another point in the curve in dispute called the maximum temperature after the last crystal. We shall not discuss it here. Please call for a human trainer.
This is Andromeda again. I hope you liked my assistant GIF. Testing and determination of TCT true crystallization temperature can be done by a special testing kit called Brine Crystallization Test Kit. Please refer to your favorite manufacturer, as the market is full of competent and reliable brands. But this is Mo Speaks Academy choice. I hope you liked me and GIF. I'm building the entire world's knowledge into AI-powered training affordable for everybody. Until we meet again. Bye.